This week I announced on my social media that our family was moving to America, and I was so freaking excited, but I ended up literally crying myself to sleep that night, and it's not funny. I think I was just very overwhelmed with the amount of negative comments. I guess I wanted to jump on here and start like a new series. So every week until we move to America, I'm gonna give you the real behind the scenes, I guess, details about what has happened in our week. Because you guys see my TikToks, I vlog every single day, but my vlogs are so quick. They usually go for like a minute and a half. My get ready with me's are the same. So I've only got a limited time to really tell you about what's happening in our lives. So you don't see everything. But this series, I'm going to really deep dive into what has been happening in our lives, because there is a bit that you guys miss. There is a lot of amazing things that happen, but there is also some really challenging times. And this week has been one of them. I'm going to call it my Let's Chat series. I mean, that sounds really boring. So if you think there's a better name for it, let me know in the comments. But every week, we're just going to go through each of my TikToks and I'm going to show you things that you may have even missed. Dive in a little deeper into things that I could only briefly touch on. So that's what we're doing today. Does that sound okay? I hope it does, because that's what I've got. Okay, let's start off with the good parts, because not gonna lie, there have been so many amazing things that have happened this week, and I've only been able to share a little snippet to you guys. Basically, we got back from our holiday, touchdown in Australia, had one night's sleep, and the next day we were back in Sydney doing an interview. And I briefly touched on this when we did a little vlog flying to Sydney, but I couldn't give you details on what we were actually doing. So in my vlog, I was just like, we're going down for an interview, but what we were going down for was for an interview with the USA Embassy. Now, I was scared. I was so scared, because this is like the final checklist, I guess, to get our American visa. And I was just, I don't know, I get really intimidated when I have to do any sort of interview, so I was just stressing out the whole time. It was actually such a smooth process. We all went through, we were in and out within, I don't know, half an hour, and we were all approved for our visa. Now, I was like, should I announce now or should I wait till we get our passport? Because they have to take our passport away from us and put the visa into our passport, and then they send it back to us. And the guy was like, it should only take 7 to 10 days. So I was like, okay, perfect. That's going to give me some time to kind of collect myself and, you know, make sure I'm giving you guys the right message as to why we're moving, because I knew there was going to be some heat, and I didn't want you guys to think I was moving for the wrong reasons. I wanted you to know that, you know, we were moving to see what would happen. Also let you guys know that it wasn't forever. That was fine. We waited for what I thought was going to be 7 to 10 days, but the passports literally arrived within 3 days. I ended up just doing a get ready with me the very next day, posting it. I made Jonathan watch it, because I always make him watch my videos when there's something that I think could end up in the newspaper, which it bloody did. And so he told me to make a few minor changes, and then I just posted it. The first half hour, the comments were amazing. Then it must have reached the wrong side of TikTok, because the comments did get heated. But I'll get into that a little later. Another great thing that happened this week is we launched the Sunny Day towels. I don't know if you guys have seen, but my daughter finally brought out another product. So she originally had the 4 bikinis, which you guys have probably seen, and everyone's been asking us for a restock, and we finally got to do that, as well as bring out this new towel. And it's been going really well. People are loving it, and there's so many going overseas. It's just like amazing to watch. So that's been another positive. After we launched, we actually did this funny video where Deja and I, because everyone was complaining about the price, and we were like, what the hell? Like, you can get a towel from literally any single beach store for over $60-$70, but people were complaining about our price. So I was like, let's go to the shops and actually find out how much towels are. And we did this video, right? And I'll go into that a little later too. On the way home, you would have seen Jackson is the funniest man I have ever met. Like, we non-stop laugh when we're with that guy. Deja, she wanted to sit in the front seat, and they were playing this with this Octobuddy and flicking it across the car. It would like stick onto the window. Anyways, Deja grabs it and goes to fling it, and at the same time Jackson puts his window down, and the Octobuddy ends up on the dude's car next to us, and he's just staring at us like, what are you doing? Jackson fully had to get out of his car while we're at the red light, take it off his car, like pop it off, and then jump back in. So funny. Jackson is also another positive, and we're so lucky to have him in our lives, because I swear to God, having the right people in your life that make you laugh and smile makes all the difference. Let's move on to the not so great things that happened this week. So I announced that we were moving to America. I already knew that I was somewhat going to get negative comments, because every single person I have spoken to that isn't my friend or family member, they have had something negative to say. I understand, well, actually, I don't understand a lot of the politics that are happening over in the US, but I do understand the thoughts and beliefs that Australians have about living in America. And if I'm being completely honest, I also have those thoughts and beliefs because of what we see in the media. It's quite negative, right? So when I posted that we were moving to America, I was inundated with a lot of negative comments. The first day that video had 3,000 comments. The second day it had 6,000 comments. I think it's up to 9,000 now. I'm going to say 90% of them are quite negative. Honestly, is very disheartening. It's very scary, because I was already scared about making this decision in the first place. But I'm so lucky I have my family with me, reminding me about why we're doing this and reminding me that it's not forever. So we are going over for 2 years. Live in the safest community that we can find. We're obviously going to be very cautious about what we post online, but it was still very overwhelming to receive that much negativity. It made me really sad, if I'm being honest, because at the end of the video I was like, guys, please be nice because I'm scared, and then literally nobody was nice. I don't know why I'm laughing, because it just didn't make me feel good. So I've kind of dealt with the fact that not everyone is impressed by the fact that I'm leaving, but I did want to make people aware that I'm not going forever. And I'm still going to be creating content. I'm still going to be the same person. It's not like just because I'm moving to America that I'm going to completely change and turn into a different human being. I am me. Deja is her. Jonathan is him. Like, there's nothing is going to change about us except our location. I will say, just because it's you watching and you're like already halfway through the video, I've already got a ticket to come back for something that is happening in July. I've got 2 trips planned back already, because we've still got a lot of things that are happening in Australia. There's still a lot of brands that we're working with. So like I said, just because we're changing locations doesn't mean we're leaving forever. Anyways, after I got over that, all the comments and stuff like that, then Deja started getting a lot of heat. So if you've been following us for a while, you would know that Deja has really struggled with her self-image. She's not been too confident to wear her hair out curly. She was very self-conscious about her skin before we brought out Colade. She had eczema on her face and like bad rashes on her arms. She has grown up in front of people's eyes. People know how hard it has been for her to kind of wear her hair out. I mean, if you've seen any one of my hair videos, you would know that every single time it was a slick back whatever. And that was because she didn't want to show off her curls. She even embraces her curls so much that she wants to make it more voluminous. So she wants it to puff out more, right? And this has happened maybe in the last month. And unfortunately, someone has made an edit of her basically just mocking her hair. And I noticed one day that she wasn't feeling the best. She was starting to get sick, but I could sense that she wasn't feeling happy. And I kind of pulled her aside and we spoke about it, and she told me about this video, which I hadn't seen, by the way. It didn't show up on my For You page, and I was just like, obviously making her feel better about it and saying how proud I was of her for embracing her natural curls, and, you know, being different is beautiful. Afterwards, the video did show up on my For You page, and I was just shocked at the amount of likes that this video had. So that's why I did that video the other day, a vlog explaining to people, like, don't be mean about people's appearance. Duh, didn't your mum ever tell you that? I don't even know why I had to bloody do that, but I just got like a little mum mode activation and had to do that vlog and kind of put a stop to the bullying. And I also wanted you guys to become aware of it so that if that video does turn up on your For You page, you can jump in on the comments and stick up for Deja, because she tries to avoid reading the comments, but sometimes it's hard, and she loves seeing you guys stick up for her. And, you know, it means so much to me as well that you guys are sticking up for us, because it's not like we can jump in on the comments and start fighting with everyone, because that's not a very good look and we'll probably get our accounts banned. Yeah, it means a lot to us if you guys are sticking up for us. Did that make sense? Obviously it did, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Another thing I didn't really dive into as well is Deja has been really sick. So I mentioned it briefly in one of my vlogs where I was like, oh, Deja's sleeping in my bed because she's sick. She has been so sick. So I don't know if you remember the Kalade dinner that we had this week as well, but she could barely keep her eyes open. That was such a fun dinner, by the way. That should have been in my positives for this week. And we ended up having to leave quite early. Yeah, we ended up having that dinner because it was our going away dinner, but we had to do it early because we're actually having a family going away in 2 weeks' time. And every weekend before we leave is busy. There is so much happening next week. So next week, we're actually selling our cars. We're actually selling them for the cheapest price ever because we just want to get them out of our house. So whoever finds them is going to be very, very lucky. Yeah, we're also looking for rentals. We're not 100% sure on where we're going to live, but we're researching and we're looking at different locations around LA. But yeah, I'm obviously going to take you guys along for the ride over the next few weeks, and I'm so excited and so grateful that you guys are here because this is a big change for us. We are scared, but we do know we have amazing people that do support us, and we have each other. Like, my family and I have each other, so it's gonna be okay. And if worse comes to worse, we're just gonna come back home. That's it for now, but don't forget to follow my page and let's chat next week.